Welcome back to the sixth video of this series. So this particular video is going to be very short, as you can see. And in this video, we are going to talk about non-annual compounding. Usually, whenever interest rate is given, or usually when you take loan or something like that, the interest rate is on the basis of on annual basis. All right. So usually the interest rate is on annual basis. So it or it could be written as interest rate per annum. All right. Or it could be written as interest rate per year. So the idea is that, for example, if you take a loan from a bank, could be say X amount, and they tell you that the interest rate is 10% per annum. So basically this 10%, so let's say this X is 100, okay? Could be 100 million euros or could be dollars, could be anything. Good. So basically after 1 year later, bank is going to charge an interest of 10% on this. So 10% of 100 is how much? 10. So after a year, if you repay back, you have to repay how much? Principal plus interest, which is 110. This is the basic concept. For example, if you take it further for 1 more year, then bank is going to again charge this interest 10% after 1 year on this. So you have to repay back how much? 110 plus 10% of 110 is 11. So 121. So this is the basic concept. You are already aware about it. So here, basically the 10% is being charged on annual basis. So what do I mean by, or basically I can say that the interest rate is compounded annually. Alright. So what do I mean by non-annual compounding? So to explain it to you, now in second case, in case of non-annual compounding, suppose you come to me for loan, alright, and say I'm a very nasty kind of a person and very much money centric. So I say that, okay, I'm going to give you loan, X amount, whichever you require, and also interest rate, I'm going to charge you 10% only. And also this is per annum. But in the first case, this is say example case 1, alright, where you are taking loan from the bank. Bank was charging you interest rate on annual basis, or the interest rate was compounded annually. So in my case, when you come to me, instead of what I do is that I tell you that, okay, interest rate I'm going to charge you the same as bank, but that is 10% per annum. But this interest calculation, the calculation of the interest and the charging of the interest rate, which I'm going to take from you, I say that I'm going to do it on monthly basis. Or it could be I could say quarterly basis. I'm going to charge you interest rate on quarterly basis. Or I could say on half yearly basis. So what will happen is you had taken X amount of loan. So if I charge you on quarterly basis, or say half yearly basis, or monthly basis, let's take the example of monthly basis. So after 1 month, how much interest I'm going to charge? On X, interest will be 10% is the annual interest rate. In a year, how many months are there? 12. Okay. So 10 divided by 12 is how much? 0.833%. So basically, if I say that I'm going to charge interest on monthly basis, so every month I'm going to charge you 0.833%. So what would happen? That compounding will happen every month. And if I tell you that interest I'm going to charge you on quarterly basis, so in a quarter there are 3 months. So in a year, how many months are there? 12 months. 12 divided by 3, 4. So I'm going to charge you interest 4 times in a year. What about half yearly? Half year means 6 months. So I'm going to charge you 2 times interest in a year. I hope uh, you are able to grasp the concept. So for example, just to illustrate, if I do so in quarterly basis, so you have taken 100 from me. After 3 months, 3 months later, I'm going to charge you 10% is the interest, right? 10 and divide by 4, because I'm going to charge you 4 times. So if I do 10 divided by 4, 10 divided by 4, it is 2.5. 2.5%. So I'm going to, after 3 months, I'm going to charge 2.5. So it will be 100 plus 2.5. It will become 102.5. So after again 3 months later, I'm going to charge 2.5, not on 100, but on this amount. So it will be 102 plus whatever is the 2.5 would be y, right? So this will keep happening. So basically, if I tell you the concept, it is whenever the compounding of the interest is happening, not on annual basis, but on say monthly basis, or could be on quarterly basis, or could be on half yearly basis, but not on yearly basis or annual basis, then it is non-annual compounding, which is the very topic of this video. Alright, I hope you have understood the concept. And if you see, this calculation of non-annual compounding is pretty hectic, right? So is there a formula for this? Yes, there is a formula. So I'm going to show you the formula. So it is the same as compounding formula. Alright, so future value equals to present value into 1 plus R by M n. Okay, so basically in our case, present value is how much? Is 100, right? So this will be 100. Present value 1 plus R. This R is the rate of interest or interest rate per annum. So this big R, capital R, is not the interest rate per month or per quarter. Like this one is per quarter and this one was per month, interest rate per month, right? So this capital R, let me remind you again, this capital R is annual interest rate. Annual interest rate, which is in our case 10%, right? And this M is basically the frequency of compounding which is happening in a year. Frequency of, oh, sorry. I need to, yeah. Frequency of compounding. Compounding in a year. Okay. So basically, if I tell you that the compounding is happening on monthly basis, this M is going to be 12. Okay. And this M is also the same. And if I tell you that compounding is happening on quarterly basis, this M is going to be 4. And what if I tell you that the compounding is going to be happening on half yearly basis? Half yearly, then this M is going to be 2. Hope it makes sense. And this N is number of years. Number of years. It is as simple as that. So future value is equals to present value into 1 plus R divided by M brackets M into N. Alright. In your book, the formula is written something like this. I'll just rub it off. In your book, the formula is written something like this. Present value equals to future value N 1 plus RS M minus Mn. It is one and the same. How? So basically present value is equals to future value and this minus, right? You can see the minus here. So basically this basically means it is in denominator. 1 plus RS M N. So if you take this thing to that side, it becomes it goes to the numerator. So this is exactly what I'm writing. Alright. So I hope you have understood the concept of non-annual compounding. It is that compounding or whenever interest rate is charged, not on annual basis, but on some other basis, could be bi-monthly, could be monthly, could be quarterly, could be half-yearly, then that case is the case of non-annual compounding. And this is the formula by which you can calculate such examples where compounding is happening on non-annual basis. Alright, so let's just see an example and do the actual calculation. So you see that the manager, so basically we have to calculate present value of a lump sum with monthly compounding. So it is compounding is going to happen on monthly basis. So basically we get our M, which is 12, right? So the manager of a European pension fund knows that if you solve this question, then you'll easily be able to solve the question which is given in your book. Okay, it's exactly the same. I have just changed the numbers and figure names. So you're the manager, for example, of a European pension fund, and knows that the fund must make a lump sum. So it must make a money of 3 million euros 8 years from today. So this, you want to make how much? 3 million. At what time? After 8 years. So we also got our future value, that is 3 million euros. Alright. This is 3. And N is 8 years from now. In a guaranteed investment contract, so that it will grow at a required amount. The current interest rate is this much in a year. So whatever you are investing this pension fund, the interest are, because it is interest rate in a year, right? So it is 4.5%, or you can say 0.045. Alright, compounded monthly. So at present, how much is required to be invested? You are asked present value. So I'll just bring out my calculator. Yeah, my calculator is ready. Financial calculator is ready. So we just need to plug in the values to our formula. So what was the formula for non-annual compounding? So future value is equals to present value 1 plus R divided by M into N. So future value is how much? 3 million. We need to move it within value. 1 plus R is how much? 0.045. Right? This is interest rate per year. Right? M is 12 because it is monthly. Again, here it is 12. N is 8 years. Okay? So it will be 3 present value. This will become, if I do the LCM, 12 plus 0.045. 12. What about 12 into 8? It is 96. Okay. 3 is perfect value. This becomes 12.045, right? 12 96. So I'll just do 12.05045 divided by 12. It is coming out to be this 1.0038 to the power 96. So I'll just press y to the power x. I pressed it. I'll tap in 96 equals. So 3 is equals to present value into it is 1.4324. So present value is equals to 3 divided by 1.4324. So 3 divided by 1.4324. This is coming out to be 2.0944. So you need to invest how much? 2.0944 million euros. Alright. So I hope through this example and the concept that I have explained to you, the concept or explanation is pretty clear. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned.